Today we're going to talk about one of those moments that carry ancient wisdom, a moment when the light of the hunter's full moon illuminates not only the sky, but also the hidden corners of our hearts. Ah, how strong this moon is, and how it brings mysteries that our grandmothers knew well before we were even born. Sit down, come close to Grandma Maria, because today I'm going to share a practice as old as time itself, which, if used with faith and respect, can transform your life, your spirit, and open doors that many times we don't even realize are there. The hunter's full moon is known as a time of spiritual harvest. It's no coincidence that the ancients watched it so closely, for they knew that during this period, the veil between the visible and invisible becomes thinner. It's as if the entire universe is waiting for us to make a wish, declare a desire, manifest an intention. And my dears, this is the moment to deeply connect with your purest dreams and desires, those you keep deep in your heart, sometimes without even realizing it. The practice of connecting with the hunter's full moon goes beyond a simple ritual. It involves preparing the spirit, mind, and body to receive the energy of this moon, which is so strong, so intense, that it can change the course of many things. You know that feeling that everything is stuck? That anguish that sometimes grips your chest without reason? Well, this moon comes to clear those invisible weights. It opens paths, clears thoughts, and brings us closer to our goals. But for this, we need to be prepared. First, it's important to understand that this is not just any moon. When we look at the sky and see its glow, we are, in fact, seeing the reflection of the sun's light. The moon, my dears, carries within it a powerful balance between the masculine and the feminine, between the sun and the earth, and that's why its phases affect our energy so much. During the hunter's full moon, this glow is full, radiant, and it is at this moment that it offers us the chance to manifest our desires with all the force of the universe. The practice of connecting with the hunter's full moon goes beyond a simple ritual. It involves preparing the spirit, mind, and body to receive the energy of this moon, which is so strong, so intense, that it can change the course of many things. You know that feeling that everything is stuck? That anguish that sometimes grips your chest without reason? Well, this moon comes to clear those invisible weights. It opens paths, clears thoughts, and brings us closer to our goals. But for this, we need to be prepared. First, it's important to understand that this is not just any moon. When we look at the sky and see its glow, we are, in fact, seeing the reflection of the sun's light. The moon, my dears, carries within it a powerful balance between the masculine and the feminine, between the sun and the earth. And that's why its phases affect our energy so much. During the hunter's full moon, this glow is full, radiant, and it is at this moment that it offers us the chance to manifest our desires with all the force of the universe. Grandma Maria always says that for this practice to truly work, the most important thing is intention. It's no use performing a beautiful ritual if the heart is not aligned. And do you know what is most beautiful about this practice? It doesn't require anything more than you, your soul, and your connection to nature. It's as if the moon is patiently waiting for you to turn to it, open your heart, and say, out loud, or in the silence of your thoughts, I'm ready to manifest my desires. My dears, during this special night, the moon amplifies everything. If you are at peace, it will bring more peace. If you are anxious, it can heighten that feeling too. That's why, before anything else, prepare your spirit. An herbal bath like rosemary and lavender can help purify the energy, calm the mind, and get the body ready to receive the moon's strength. Grandma always said that the herbs speak to the moon, that they vibrate at the same frequency. So it's important to use them with respect, asking for permission and giving thanks before picking them. After this bath, it's time to focus on your wishes. But be careful, my dears. The hunter's full moon doesn't respond well to selfish requests. It's not here to fulfill whims, but to help manifest what will bring harmony to you and the world around you. So when you're ready to make your wishes, ask yourself first, is this wish truly for everyone's good? Will it bring more light to my life and to those around me? The answer must be sincere, because the moon knows hearts better than we do. Now I know you must be asking yourselves, but Grandma, how do I make my wishes come true? Ah, my dears, this is the secret. First, you need to truly believe. Faith is the thread that connects the wish to its fulfillment. Without faith, wishes get lost in the air, like leaves carried by the wind. That's why when you make your wishes, do it with confidence, as if you already know the universe will respond. And even more important, make your wishes with gratitude, as if you've already received what you're asking for. The hunter's full moon is also a moment to release what no longer serves. During this night, the waters of our soul are more agitated, and it is the perfect time to let go of what no longer belongs on our path. You know that resentment you've been carrying for so long? Or that hurt that won't give you peace? This is the time to let it go. Let the moon take it away. Close your eyes, imagine yourself under the moonlight, and visualize everything you don't need anymore being taken away, dissolved by the bright light. And so the space within you is cleared, ready to receive the new. But remember, my dears, this practice is not just about asking, it's about listening too. During the hunter's full moon, the answers you seek can come in unexpected ways. It might be through a dream, a sensation, or even a whisper of the breeze that passes by. Be attentive to the signs, for the moon does speak to those who are willing to listen. And it brings deep answers, sometimes even about things we didn't know we needed to understand. The most beautiful thing about this practice is that it teaches us about balance. Just as the moon balances day and night, we also need to find our internal balance. It's easy sometimes to want our desires to be fulfilled immediately, but the moon reminds us that everything has its time. There is a time to plant, a time to care, and a time to harvest. And during the hunter's full moon, we harvest the fruits of the seeds we have planted with so much care and patience throughout the year. This is the moment, my dears, for you to look within and reflect. What have you been planting? What are the desires you have been nurturing? The moon can amplify your intentions, but it's you who must choose what to plant in the garden of your life. Be conscious of your thoughts, your words, and your actions, because all of this carries powerful energy, which the moon will amplify. And as Grandma always says, there is no rush. The moon teaches us to be patient, to respect the cycles. If your wish doesn't come true immediately, don't be discouraged. Keep taking care of your energy, your thoughts, because the universe has a timing that is often different from ours. But one thing is certain. When you align yourself with the energy of the hunter's full moon, what is meant for you will find its way to your heart. My dears, with every word Grandma speaks about this moon, I feel more touched by an ancient energy, something that comes from the times when people lived in harmony with nature's cycle, understanding that everything around us has life and purpose. This hunter's full moon, which so many ignore when looking at the sky, is actually one of the grandest manifestations that nature is always working in our favor if we know how to understand its signs. You see, this moon has such a strong transmutation energy that even animals feel it. Have you noticed how animals behave differently during the full moon? They are more alert, more restless, as if they also know that this is the time to reap what they've sown. And we human beings are part of this same web. During this lunar phase, everything in our subconscious tends to surface. That's why, many times, we feel that restlessness in our chest, that need for change. And here is the first big piece of advice Grandma wants to give. Don't be afraid to face what comes to the surface during this moon. The hunter's full moon illuminates the parts of us that we sometimes prefer to keep hidden, but that need to be seen, need to be healed. Have you noticed how sometimes a problem we were trying to ignore becomes impossible to avoid during this phase? It's no coincidence, my dears. The light of this moon is showing us where the wounds are, so we can treat them with care and wisdom. This is the perfect moment for inner healing. And speaking of healing, Grandma Maria has an old tip that has always worked for me and for those who sought me out. Before performing any ritual or request for this moon, do a purification. It can be an herbal bath that helps calm the spirit and cleanse energies that no longer serve. A bath with fresh basil, for example, is excellent for warding off any negativity that may be around, cleansing the body and soul so that you can connect with the moon in a full way. After this purification comes the most important part, intention. When you are ready to manifest your wishes, remember that this moon is more connected to truth than any other. There's no point in lying to yourself because the hunter's full moon doesn't respond to what isn't true. It's a moon of transparency, of authenticity. If you want something that will truly bring growth and harmony, then this is the time to speak with an open heart, without fear of revealing your deepest desires. Now I'm going to share a secret not everyone knows. During this moon, the power of words is immense. Everything you say carries greater weight because this moon amplifies what comes out of our mouths. So be careful with what you say, my dears. Don't let anger or impatience bring bitter words into the world, for they can come back stronger than we imagine. Instead, choose your words with care. Speak with kindness and wisdom. Use this energy to ask for clarity, direction, peace, and most importantly, to give thanks. The more you give thanks, the more the universe opens up to you. Grandma also wants to remind you of another important thing. This is the time to pay attention to dreams. Ah, yes. The hunter's full moon brings messages through dreams, messages that may seem confusing at first glance but carry deep meanings. If you dream of clear waters, for example, it's a sign that your emotions are cleansing, renewing. A dream with dark paths can be a warning that there is still something to be resolved. Listen to your dreams. They have much to say during this phase. Now, speaking of old practices, there is one that Grandma always used, and you can do it too. During this night, place a glass of water beside your bed before sleeping. Water has the ability to absorb subtle energies, and during the full moon, it becomes even more charged. When you wake up, look at this water carefully. If it's calm and clear, it means your energies are harmonized. If it appears murky or different from when you set it out, throw this water away. Thank the moon for taking away what no longer serves, and prepare for a new cycle with a light heart. Another practice that brings many benefits during this moon is to observe the sky. It seems simple, doesn't it? But in reality, there is immense power in just looking at the moon. When you sit in silence facing it, letting its light touch your face, your heart, and your spirit, you are connecting with an ancestral energy. Close your eyes for a few moments and just feel. You will notice how a different calm takes over, as if the moon itself is whispering ancient secrets that can only be heard by those who are in tune with the universe. And speaking of tunes, my dears, remember that this moon has a special force for strengthening ties between people. If there's someone you need to reconcile with, this is the time. The hunter's full moon brings an energy of union, of healing in relationships. Be generous with your words, open your hearts, and allow forgiveness and understanding to flow. This will not only strengthen your connections, but also make space for new cycles of love and friendship to bloom in your lives. Ah, and as Grandma always says, this practice is not just something to do once and forget. Every time this moon shines in the sky, you can connect with it, strengthen your wishes, renew your energies. With each lunar cycle, we are invited to grow, to evolve, and to become wiser and fuller versions of ourselves. The important thing is to remember that manifesting wishes is not a magic pass. It requires patience, faith, and above all, a soul in tune with the truth of what one truly wants. And finally, my dears, I leave you with one last tip. Whenever you make a request to the hunter's full moon, look within yourselves and ask, am I prepared to receive what I'm asking for? Because sometimes we ask for things we think we want, but in truth, we are not ready to carry. The moon teaches us responsibility over our desires. It shows us that when something is given, it's also necessary to have the preparation and wisdom to handle it. Therefore, before asking for anything, make sure you are ready to receive with gratitude, humility, and clarity that everything has a cost, but also a reward. So, my dears, as you can see, the hunter's full moon is a magical moment, an opportunity the universe gives us to manifest our deepest desires and heal what still needs to be transformed within us. Take advantage of this powerful energy to connect with your dreams. Listen to what the moon has to say, and be grateful for the blessings that have already come or are on their way. Remember that the path to manifestation is made with patience, faith, and much clarity of purpose. Each wish we plant under the light of this moon has the potential to bloom, as long as we are prepared to embrace what it brings. Now, my dear ones, I leave you with a light heart, full of love and wisdom, ready to enjoy this wonderful moon. Until the next video, and don't forget, Grandma Maria is always here, rooting for you. taking care of every detail with much affection. May the moonlight illuminate your paths and may you find peace in every step. A big kiss, my dear little ones.